evening, and welcome to Conversations with Cathy.
Hello, everyone, and good evening. It is now episode 11 of Conversations with Cathy, and we welcome you to our first episode this October. October is a very special month for me. So I really look forward, I look forward to all our shows, but especially our shows this October. So I'd like to know, where are you watching from this evening? Okay, so I'm going to read some of the messages. Hello, MQ from Cavite. Okay, hi, Richard, Paolo. Hi, Zenny. Hi, Mila. Oh, hello, nice to see you. So, Paolo, happy anniversary daw sa mama at papa ni Paolo. Okay, so, hello, Dr. Liang Jenna. So, nice to see all of you. So, we are now exclusively live on YouTube. We're not broadcasting, if broadcasting is the right term for it, on Facebook. But we will keep our Facebook page. But every Friday night, you can find us here, 8:30 on the Conversations with Cathy channel. Hello, Elmer from Caloocan City. Hi, Cholo. Oh, okay. Sige, later bien, paglabas ni Raymond. So, like I said, every Friday this October, we are going to raffle off some prizes. Okay, and tonight, if you've seen our poster, we are raffling off 2 hotel rooms for 2 persons, no? 2 overnight stays for 2 persons. One is in Vitalis Resort in Ilocos, and then the other one is in Linden Suites in Ortigas. So to tell you or to explain the mechanics of how you can join and how you can win tonight, I will turn the mic over to Cholo. Okay, Cholo?
Hi, Miss Cat. Good evening to everyone. Ang aga ng labas ko ngayon, Miss Cathy.
Oo nga. Mamaya ulit. Okay.
Mamaya ulit. So, i-explain man natin, Miss Cathy, unang-una, what are yung raffles natin? So, we're giving away, Miss Cat, 2 overnight stays from our friends sa Hotel Sales and Marketing Association of the Philippines. So, isang overnight stay, Miss Cathy, sa Linden Suite sa Ortigas. Then we're also gonna give away 1 gift certificate para sa overnight stay naman sa Vitalis Villas sa Ilocos Sur, Miss Cat. Okay, so yung mechanics for both. So unang-una, Miss Cathy, to thank everyone who supported us on our journey nung nasa Facebook tayo. We are actually raffling off yung Linden Suites na stay natin, Miss Cathy. Sa lahat ng nag-like na ang Facebook natin. So that's about 1,500 ngayon so far.
Yes,
so thank you lang sa kanila. And since biglaan tong announcement namin, you don't have to be here physically. Pero if you are, we would appreciate kung i-share niyo yung link just so makita, mas maraming tao makapanood sa atin tonight. And for the mechanics naman, Miss Cathy, for Vitalis Villas, we ask people to actually subscribe and make their accounts public, Miss Cat, para masama sa ating electronic raffle. So, all you have to do, kung gusto nyo pa humabol, you can still subscribe until 9 p.m. And meron tayong link dun sa Facebook page natin, Miss Cat. Just post yung screenshot nyo dun na you have subscribed. If hahabol kayo, just post yung picture dun. And make sure, Miss Cathy, na andito sila kapag in-announce yung names nila.
Yes, remember for the Vitalis, no? Tama ba, Cholo? For the Vitalis Villas.
Yeah, for Vitalis lang, Miss Cat.
Yeah, you need to be online. So, huwag kayo bibitaw hanggang matapos ang show or at least hanggang matapos ang raffle. And because we promise you, the show tonight is really very both interesting and inspiring. Lalo na sa mga age group ko, di ba? If you are like fans of Raymond Lauchengco, I think you will be very happy with our interview with him tonight because you'll see a different side of Raymond, no? So,
yes, Miss Cat. Sobra.
All
right, so yun lang naman, Miss Cathy, and hopefully good luck sa lahat na manalo kayo. We're gonna announce yung winner. We're gonna raffle off yung sa Facebook Linden Sweets before yung kay Raymond Lauchengco na interview. And we're gonna raffle off yung sa YouTube natin, Miss Cathy, after nung kay Raymond. So, it's one
Right.
way to nag-enjoy na kayo. Alam namin maraming stress ngayon, Miss Cat. So,
Okay.
nakapag-relax na kayo. At the same time, you help support yung local tourism natin.
Local tourism, local hotel industry. That's true. So thank you so much for, everyone who is here tonight on YouTube, di ba? Ay, meron tayong namimiss na regulars pero baka kasi naliligaw pa sila, Cholo.
Yes.
Maybe
Which is why, buti nabanggit niyan, Miss Cathy. For those na sumasali sa YouTube raffle, just kindly share yung link on your social media pages and it would be a big help.
Right. Please share on your social media pages. Yes. Okay. All right. So, okay.
See you later, Miss Cat.
All right. See you later. Okay. So, for our very first segment tonight, if you've been with us for the last 10 episodes, you know that the show has, I'll do an intro again because, now we are live on YouTube. We have 3 segments, right? We have our main guest. And prior to that, we have Positive Pivots, which is about people who created new businesses during this pandemic because they wanted to indulge in their hobbies, passions, or they got laid off from their jobs or they lost their jobs. So they did a positive pivot at nag-create sila ng bagong business. The other segment is Do Good, Be Kind. This is for people who have done, creative and extraordinary kindness during this pandemic because kindness is really important. It's what will get us through. It's what has gotten us through this period. So, okay. So, I'd like to bring or present to you our positive pivot for this Friday night. Okay, so for tonight's positive pivot, we feature a couple, who over this pandemic period, they decided to share their, should I say, passion for food, and kung mahilig kayo sa usawan, they've created, really, really good ones, really, really good condiments. And so I'd like to call in Lady Capistrano of Capistranos. Hi, Lady.
Hi.
Welcome to Conversations with Cathy. So I wanted to ask, hi. So I'd like to ask, how did you start and when did you start this new business of yours?
Miss Cathy, we started last June 27. So,
bagong-bago. Okay.
Bagong-bago lang, June 27. So, we started it just one Saturday morning. Nagkukentuhan lang kami ng husband ko over breakfast. Normal Saturday breakfast. And then we were thinking, ano kaya pwede natin gawing extra income, business, ganyan. Tapos, di ba, ang dami kasing nawawalan ng work ngayon and all. So parang just to help also others kung paano, alam mo yan, na pwedeng mabenta nila or something. So, nag-isip kami ng something na wala pa masyado. Meron kaming kinakain. Di ba like what you said kanina, we really love food. So, meron kaming sausawan na favorite din ng mga kids ko. So, sabi namin, walang suka na ready for kids anytime. Di ba? Na parang pagka kinain nila, okay na kagad. So, inintroduce namin yung suka namin sa house. So, yun.
And then, nag-expand na yan, di ba? It's not just vinegar. You also have your, can you tell us about what the other products that you have, your other product line?
So, nag-start kami sa vinegar na regular and then we made a spicy one. And then yung inihaw sauce, so may soy sauce based siya ganyan. Tapos meron na rin kaming crunchy garlic in olive oils. So yung yung goal namin is yung healthy kasi 'di ba masarap talaga yung garlic eh, yung mga garlic
Yes,
ganyan.
yes.
Pero dahil mapapakain ka nga ng marami, sabi namin let's make something healthy. So we did something na healthy in olive oil siya. So may spicy rin kami na version.
Nice. Nice, nice. Yeah, for people who love garlic, ayan, di ba? And people who love mahilig ako talaga sa ganyan. And vinegar is healthy. Actually, it's a healthy condiment versus, hindi ko na sasabihin kung ano yung unhealthy, di ba? But, vinegar is a healthy, healthy condiment. Yes, yeah. So, how is your business, doing? How are you finding it? Now that you're July,
Okay
August,
naman.
3.5 months, yeah.
Yeah, okay naman. In 3.5 months, parang nagulat kami kasi nagustuhan siya ng mga tao na hindi namin na-expect na people will really like it the way they are liking it now. Na dumadami yung clients namin and customers through word of mouth, ganyan. Tapos, parang bigla na lang may mga gusto mag-resell na others kasi ginawa nga namin siya to help also others na gusto mag-resell yung mga na-lay off sa work nila, ganyan. Pero biglang meron na rin mga kaming hindi kilala na gusto nila mag-resell bigla. So, at least, di ba, mas
nice.
marami kaming natutulungan din, yes.
Nice.
So,
Tama. Maganda yun.
Maraming napapasaya ang mga tummies.
Yes, marami napapasayang tummies. Marami rin kayong natutulungang families, di ba? Yeah. So, how can they reach you, lady? You have a Facebook page and an Instagram page, right? Capistranos _PH at Instagram. And you have a Christmas pack, diba? What is in the Christmas pack?
So, meron kaming mga Christmas packages. So, pwedeng yung 3 bottles, we call it the perfect 3 kasi yun yung yung original blends namin. So, pwedeng 3 bottles, pwede ring 2 bottles lang. And then, we have also yung sa mga garlic, we call our garlic and olive oils, go oils. So, pwedeng 2 jars of go oils, pwede ring individual. Kung gusto mo isa-isa lang, pwede rin naman. So, we make it. Yung mga bags namin are actually reusable din. So, siya, hindi siya yung plastic na parang you can throw away easily kasi medyo makapal siya so you can reuse it.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Ayan, di ba? Something practical to give this Christmas as you, di ba? We're not, Christmas is Christmas. Christmas is about Jesus. So, hindi tayo patatalo sa COVID, right? We still celebrate Christmas. We still remember our loved ones and, remember them through gifts, remember them through messages. So, right? COVID will not take Christmas away from us. Right, lady? Yeah. Okay. So, thank you so much, lady.
Kami agad ng mga Christmas package.
Thank
you so much to Miss Cathy.
Thank you. Thank you for being on the show tonight. And may God bless and prosper your business in the coming months. Okay.
You too.
Thank you. Thanks. So don't go away. We'll be, see you. You too. We'll be right back.
We'll be back. Conversations with Cathy will be right back.
Welcome back. So now I'm going to introduce you to a young lady who is a dentist by profession, but dahil nga pandemic, it's kind of, it's kind of difficult to really actually practice her profession. So she has sort of taken a leave and is doing something really good, something really kind that will help small entrepreneurs. So if you have a small business, listen into our conversation because this lady might be able to help you. So we'd like to welcome Lyra Alvarez. Hi, Lyra.
Hello po.
Yes, thank you. So, hindi ka masyadong nagpa-practice ngayon, right?
Yes po.
Did I get that right? Yeah. And what you are doing is you offer your photography services for free to small entrepreneurs, diba? Small businesses. Ano ang qualifications so that they can avail of your, ang galing mo kumuha ng picture o tinan mo, parang gusto kong i-order lahat niya.
Thank you po. At nung una po, inisip ko na 500 below para sa mga nag-start pa lang na mag-business. And naisip ko na halos lahat kasi pwedeng mas mataas yung followers nila eh. Pero wala silang budget para magpa-food photography. So, in-accept ko na rin sila kahit hindi po 500 below yung followers. Yan.
Oh, okay. So ano ang limit mo? 500 to, syempre dapat may ceiling yan, di ba? 500
Actually,
to 800, ganon.
Actually, kahit ano po, basta malapit sila dito sa area. I'm from Tanay po kasi.
Okay, oo. So, medyo malayo ang Tanay sa Metro Manila, di ba? Paano yung mga, kunyari, yung mga nunood natin na, uy, pwede yan, di ba? Gusto ko yung service na yan ni Lyra. So, how is that? Do they send you the items? They'll send you the food that needs to be shot? Like, yan, no? Napakasarap yan. Ang galing mo, Lyra, ha? So, paano yun? Oo.
Meron pong mga nagpapadeliver via Grab po. Yung kay, sa El Quezon po, tapos sa Susan Selections po.
Okay. O, di ba? Ang galing ni Lyra, and you know it's expensive actually to hire di mo lang sinushoot, tinastyle mo pa yung pagkain eh, di ba? So, yan, dami mong fans ha. Joy Manalaysay. Go Miss Lyra. O, ayan.
Thankful din po ako sa mga online sellers na nagtiwala po. Kasi binibigay nila yung products nila, pero hindi lang kasi siya product eh. Time, effort nila yun, tsaka money. Kasi kita nila yun nung araw na yun, pero binigay pa rin nila. So, thank you po sa nagtiwala po.
Oo, salamat sa mga nagtitiwala kay Lyra, pero salamat rin sa kanya sa pag-share mo ng talent mo, Lyra, di ba? Maganda ang puso mo. I mean, you know, you don't earn from this, di ba? It's a service that you give for free for those young entrepreneurs or, you know, people who are starting their businesses. Tanggan din mo mag-shoot, magaling ka pa food styling. Saan mo naman yan napag-aralan? Did you really go to school for photography?
Nag-start po yun nung nag-enroll ako sa aesthetic dentistry po. Meron silang dental photography doon. Tapos naisip ko na maganda siya. Okay siyang gawing hobby since hindi lang naman ako about dentistry kasi diba there's life outside work. So naisip ko na food. Yun.
Galing. So, tama yun. There is life outside of dentistry. Eh, ngayon nga, hindi ka nakakapag-practice, di ba? Pero, napakaganda naman itong ginagawa mo. So, if people want... I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. At gusto ko rin po kasing i-acknowledge na I am privileged po and thankful ako sa parents ko na secure ako ngayon dahil po sa kanila. And naisip ko na since privileged ako dahil doon, gumawa ako ng something good para makatulong kasi malaking tulong talaga yun sa mga online sellers, lalo na pag nagsisimula pa lang sila.
Yes, that's true. Ang galing. I mean, ang ganda ng pag-pay it forward mo, 'di ba? Kasi nga naman because of your parents, right? Sabi nga ni Menchi Mizuno, God bless your good heart, 'di ba? So, maganda rin maganda talaga ang puso mo, Lyra. So, I hope, you know, a lot of more people will avail of your services at huwag ka sanang mapagod, 'di ba? Kasi you know, the Lord sees your heart. Makikita niya kung ano yung kagandahan na ginagawa mo. You're very, very generous. So there, ang FB niya ay Lyra Alvarez, nawala chol. Ang IG niya is tongue and palate. Oo nga, kasi dentista ka, di ba? O yan. So, actually, pandemic positive pivots talaga. So, I'm so moved actually by what you're doing. Ang galing. At saka ang galing po niya kumuha. Tingnan nyo, she not only shoots your food, she will style it pa for you. Diba? Wonderful, wonderful. So, sana patuloy mo yan, Lyra. Ang galing. So maraming salamat sa kabutihan, di ba? Sa kindness na ginagawa mo ngayong panahon ng pandemya. Thank you. Thank you. And God bless you. God bless you even more.
Thank you po.
Thanks for being with us tonight. Yeah.
Thankful din po ako sa mga friends ko kasi sila po talaga yung nag-push sa akin. Kasi tinatago ko talaga yung mga photos ko before. And sabi nila, ilabas ko na gumawa ko ng page kasi okay naman maganda naman daw. So, dahil sa kanila na-push ko yun. Thank you po.
Yeah, sabi ni Joy, she puts her heart in her photos. I agree, Joyce, kasi kitang-kita nga hindi yung basta-basta lang, di ba, na shoot, talagang nakikita nga ang puso mo doon. So, meron ka pang bagong talent na na-harness, di ba, ngayong panahon ng pandemic, which, you'll see in a lot of other people. So, keep it up, Lyra. And thank you again for being with us. So, okay, we'll be right back. Don't go away.
We'll be back. Conversations with Cathy will be right back.
Okay, so we're back. And as promised, before I bring in our main guest for this evening, we are going to have the first raffle. Is that right, Chlo? We're going to raffle off the Vitalis. Tama ba? Yung Vitalis? Yes, the Vitalis.
Unahin muna natin, Miss Cathy, yung Linden Sweets. For our Facebook users.
That's right. The Linden Sweets prize is for our Facebook likers. Tama ba yun? Yeah?
Tama, Miss Cathy, for our Facebook likers. So let me just get it ready and stand by lang tayo for a while.
Sige. So
ang dami kasi, Miss Cathy.
Oo nga So we have two prizes this evening, no? First is the Vitalis Villas Hotel Resort GC, which is for the people who have been with us from day one, no? Yung mga friends and everybody who liked our Facebook page. Parang it's our way of saying thank you to you, di ba, for being with us from day one. Okay, so yung isa naman, yung Linden, later on after the interview with Raymond. Okay, sige,
sorry po.
Go ahead.
Yung sa Linden po is right now. Then si Vitalis Villas po later. Sorry, Miss Kat. Ako rin po nalilito. Don't worry po.
So the Linden Suites room is yun ang unahin natin ngayon, right?
Yeah. Yes, Miss Kat. Here we go. Okay, ready na kayo, Miss Kat? Is everyone ready na? So, ang dami nito, Miss Cathy. Almost 1,500 people. So, to everyone, best of luck. We wish you the best. You don't have to be physically present dito kasi parang surprise lang naman namin ni Miss Cathy to.
Even if you're not online, so you do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, without further ado, Miss Cat.
Anong tambiolo mo Electronic na talaga lahat ngayon.
Oo nga, Miss Cat.
Wow, parang slow-mo.
And the winner is Angelo Torrio, Miss Cathy. So,
okay.
Ipopost natin yan on our Facebook and for Angelo, just kindly message us para we know where to bring your prize.
Yes, that's right. Okay. So, ikaw bahala dyan.
Miss Cat. Ako po bahala dito.
That we gave away the first room from Linden Suites, but we have one more. We have one more room to give away after our conversation with Raymond Lauchengco. Okay, so for a change, this episode we had to pre-tape it this afternoon because Raymond was available this evening. So it's a very, very inspiring interview. Raymond Lauchengco, cuts through many generations. Ano siya, di ba? Crush ng bayan nung 80s and 90s, right? And he has all these beautiful songs. But today, he continues to sing and he has so many, we discovered that he has so many talents and he has a lot of inspiring stories to share about his life during this pandemic. So I would like to now bring you to my interview earlier today. But you can go ahead and send in your comments because I'm sure Raymond will like to see it probably tomorrow. So please just go ahead and comment if you feel inspired or you hear something that you like during the interview. We'd also like to see your feedback. So okay, here is my interview earlier today with Raymond Lauchengco. Hi, Raymond. Thank you so much.
Hey, Cathy.
Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be on your show, Cathy.
Thank you. A lot of people are really like super looking forward to this episode and, catching up with you and finding out what's new or how you've been during this pandemic. So like I told you earlier, when I saw your farewell video, it was like, it triggered a lot of things, for me. And I mean, wow, diba? It's been viewed now. How many times as of today or as of yesterday?
As of a while ago, it already hit 380,000 views,
Wow.
and I'm still very, very pleasantly shocked by that because I just put it out there because it was one of those days when I couldn't work. So I said to myself, why not record a song and put it out there and share it with people? And I was very pleasantly surprised when it reached 380,000 views.
Yeah. So that's interesting. I was gonna ask you what the backstory of that was. Why? Because you haven't really done that in a long time, diba? And I know you had a song previous to that, right? After you did a show with Martin, am I right? Yeah, and then but this one, itong farewell. So what moved you to was there what moved you during that afternoon that you decided to sing the song?
Well, there was that interview that I did with Martin, and then there were requests that came in to put some songs out. So the first one that I put out was a song called "Shadow of Time," which was requested by some very, very dear friends of mine. And after I put that out, I said, well, let's try "Farewell," because I honestly don't know why I chose "Farewell." But it's always been one of my favorites. I mean, Odette Casada wrote a beautiful song when she wrote "Farewell." And the thing about "Farewell" is that it comes from a movie that pioneered so many things in so many ways. And one of the ways that it blazed trails was that it had a soundtrack. And I consider myself very, very blessed that I was the one who recorded both the love theme from the movie, "So It's You," as well as the graduation theme, which was written by Odette for the same film.
Oh, that's right. And "So It's You" is like another really, 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 really beautiful and memorable song. Maybe you should sing that one of these days and I'm sure that is going to generate way, way more than the 380,000 because I mean that song is special to a lot of people and it cuts across generations, right?
It's nice, Cathy, because when I started to sing that song, I was 18 years old. Cecil Azarcon wrote that song. And I would sing it in the context of falling in love for the very first time. But now, 38 years later, I still get invites. Well, of course, the pandemic has slowed it down.
Right.
But in the last few years, I've been requested to sing it at renewal of vows or people getting married, people not from my generation. But it's nice that the song has come full circle and it's still meaningful to people of different generations. I suppose that's what love is all about, right? It never loses its purpose, its meaning.
Right. So see, you have a lot of songs waiting to be waiting to be put up on YouTube. And, I'm sure I'm going to look out for that. And I'm sure a lot of other people are going to look out for that. So, yes.
I just might do that, Cathy. I just might.
Yes. Yeah, you have another song that I really love. The song from San Darating ang Umaga.
Oh, yes, yes.
Right? Yeah. So beautiful.
Oh, that's I have a nice story about that. Let me share it with you because I've never shared it online. I only found out that I was going to record that song the day before the recording.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I was called to Viva. Now I'm a theater person. Okay, I'm used to getting a script 3 months in advance. I'm used to doing my homework and doing the research. And this was like 1 day before the recording. So I panicked, right? But Boss Vic said, don't worry, here's a study tape for you. In those days, cassette pa. You remember cassettes, Cathy?
Yes, of course, yeah.
So I immediately went to the car and he told me, the last thing he told me in his office was, Raymond, first theme song mo ito, kailangan mong galingan. So I was like, oh, okay, thanks. No pressure, right?
Yeah, right.
I rushed to the car because my car had a cassette player, and I popped it in. And when you get a study tape, you expect to hear at least one instrument, be it a piano or maybe a guitar, and you expect to hear somebody singing it. That way you can learn it, right?
Right.
Lo and behold, when I popped the tape in, all I could hear was the maestro, George Canseco, whistling the tune.
Whistling. Oh my God.
Whistling. There was no piano, there was no guitar, there were no lyrics.
Wow.
He just whistled the whole thing. So I'm like, okay, I'm dead. How am I going to do this tomorrow? I don't even know the lyrics. So I told myself, okay, don't panic, just go to the studio early. I think I was scheduled to sing at 5, so I was there by 3. I even skipped one of my last classes in UP just so I could go to cinema audio a couple of hours early. So I go in there and I see this legend standing before me in the studio, George Canseco himself.
Right.
And I said, good afternoon, sir. I'm Raymond. I'm the singer. And he goes, oh, okay. Ikaw ba si Raymond? O sige. Iho, maupo ka muna sa sofa kasi sinusulat ko pa yung kanta.
Oh my gosh. What?
So, at that point, I just totally surrendered. There was nothing I could do. I couldn't even panic. I just sat down on the sofa and I watched George Canseco write down the notes on the lyrics on yellow pad. And he was done in like 30 minutes.
Wow, genius talaga.
So, exactly. I consider myself privileged that I was able to witness a Filipino genius like that at work. And as far as the song went, I don't think I did a very good job. I had to learn it on the spot. He coached me word for word, note for note. And it was just such a milestone in my singing career. My first theme song and my first of 2 George Canseco songs.
Wow. And you were in that movie too, correct?
Yes, I was.
You were in that movie too. Yeah, I remember. It's a beautiful movie actually, San Darating ang Umaga. But
it
really
was.
Yeah, but really a beautiful song. And I know because in my research, I listened to your 1983 version. O, diba? We're dating ourselves here. I listened to the 1983 version. Then I found a 2005 version of your song. And I said, wow, he sounds, so different, I guess, because, you've lived between 83 and 2005. Diba? You mature.
Cathy, not many people, you're the first person who ever brought that up. Not too many people are aware that I remade the song in 2005. And the reason was I felt I didn't do the song justice 20 years earlier. You see, what happened was I recorded the song, I learned it on the spot, I did my best, but you can't live a song unless it's with you for a while. And I felt I could do a better job. George Canseco was not around anymore, but I felt I owed it to him to do a better job. So when
Right.
Vicor celebrated its 20th anniversary,
Yes.
20 years later, I asked them, please let me do the song again. So Marvin Carrido refreshed the arrangement, and I went in the studio alone, this time without Mr. Canseco. And I said, George, this is for you. I hope this pleases you somehow.
Right. So beautiful. Oh my gosh, when I heard it, and I'm thinking, you should redo it now in 2020, because especially when you read the lyrics, I mean, I love it because, maganda yung melody, but it's really the lyrics. I'm sure so many people, so many people during this time, especially those who have, lost loved ones, they will super relate to that song. So I hope.
I think I finally get it. When I recorded that in 82 or 83, I would come out on TV stations and sing it. And people would ask me, the directors, the cameramen, they would say, why are you smiling so much? And I said, because I'm singing a song. But don't you know what the lyrics are coming out of your mouth? I wasn't really aware because, I hadn't lived the song yet. But like I said, I get it now. I got it, I think, as early as the 20... When was that? When did I redo it? 2005. Yeah.
2005. Yeah. So, sige, I look forward to your dami na ha, that one. And
thank you for noticing that.
Oh, really, really, really good. So, yon. So let's backtrack a bit to Farewell, okay? There's a backstory to it, right? Odette wrote it. You were sharing earlier.
Yeah. Odette wrote it when she was in high school. She knew that she was going to be migrating to the US in about 3 years. So she wrote that for her friends. And she had originally wanted to save that song for herself. Because Odette is a good singer herself, right? So she was saving that song for herself. Right. But 3 years later, Viva asked her to contribute to the soundtrack, and they sent her the synopsis, and she felt that this was the right song for the movie. So she gave up the chance to record it so that I could, and I will forever be grateful to Odette for that.
Wow. Okay, I have a surprise. I have a little surprise for you. Cholo, do you have an old friend who was a message for you? We'll have Cholo bring it up. Okay, Cholo. Chol, can you bring up the video there?
Oh wow!
This happens. Anyway, I saw the video and love the gray hair. By the way, it fits you very well. I hope I could get away with my grays, but no. Mas bagay sa guys. I don't know why guys always look sexier with silver hair, silver or gray. But anyway, we're not here to talk about your luxurious gray hairs. I'm so glad I gave you the song Farewell. It's lasted this long. This is both our legacy. Me for writing the song, for having written the song in high school as my graduation song, and you for interpreting it for Baguettes. And who would have thought that it would have lasted this long and still being used by the younger generation for their own graduation. Well, if there's anything or any other song that we will leave behind, it is this song. And I'm glad I got to do that with you. Stay safe, stay healthy, and because we're still going to work together soon. After all this COVID is over, I'm sure we'll get back on track again. Hope to see you soon. With my love to Mia and the kids. Bye-bye.
Oh my. Thank you so much, Odette. I love you, Odette Casada. Thank you so much for sharing that song and your legacy with me. Thank you.
Yes, wonderful.
Thank you, Cathy. That was a nice surprise. Thank you. You really do your research. Huh? I am very impressed.
Yeah. So, well, I have a good friend. Actually, I know you might Christine Bendabel. She was the one who helped me, get in touch or get through to Odette. So, thank you also, Odette, for your message for Raymond. Yeah.
Thank you,
So,
Odette.
yeah. Okay. Now, let's segue to your other current art form now, right? Um, how do I describe it? Is it do you say sculpture? Is it like wooden sculpting? Is that how you would call it?
To be honest with you, I have no idea. I don't know. I work a bit with wood. I work a bit with
Yes,
stone. I work a bit with
yes.
metal. Sometimes I carve. Sometimes I do other things. So it's really a mixed match of different things. It just really
Mhm.
depends on what I'm inspired to make for the day.
Oh, okay. And is this something that you have been doing for a while, or was this something that came out of the pandemic?
I grew up in a house with a mother who has exquisite taste. She
Oh,
was
okay.
always making things. And my grandfather was a Jedi in carpentry. He could build anything. So that was my exposure as a kid. And I would assist him in his little workshop in the garage.
Yeah.
And I've always enjoyed building things in my life, especially on weekends.
Okay.
But I just never had the time. But
Hmm.
when I started to have children, they started to ask me to make things for them. So talagang kinarir ko. Like my daughter once wanted me to build a house for her
Yes.
hamsters, and I remember after 3 months and 5,000 uh, popsicle sticks, I had to go to 6 different grocery stores just to source 5,000 popsicle sticks. In 3 months, it was finished. And
Wow.
unfortunately, the hamsters didn't live that long,
Oh,
but the
yeah.
house is still around. And then
Wow. And
eventually she asked me to build a condo for her dolls.
okay.
So I got a little carried away, and the condo has an electric elevator. It has sliding doors. It has
Wow.
balconies to step out into. It has 4 stories. It has, listen
Yeah.
to this, 357 light bulbs, all in all.
Oh my God, 357. How long did it
357
take?
little tiny LED light bulbs, and it has a modular kitchen.
There, we're
Uh,
showing.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's the second floor. Yeah,
fantastic. How long did it take you to build her condo?
that took 2 months.
Ang galing
And
naman.
what she said to me after I had
Yeah.
given it to her was, she goes, "Dad, I'm the only little girl in the world who has something like this." So
Yeah,
that for me was the ultimate reward.
that's right. You have so many talents, Raymond. You sing, you create, you build condos for your daughter, and I know you also cook, right? You also
I
cook.
like to cook. Yeah, I like to cook. I like to
Yes,
cook.
yeah. I mean,
Mia knows
that's
when I'm stressed. Mia knows when I'm stressed, especially during pre-pandemic times.
yeah.
I would spend 7 hours in the kitchen cooking something that would take really, really long.
Wow.
Like callos or lengua. The longer it would take, the better therapy it would be for me.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Galing. Ah. Oh, see that's your creations. And I'm guessing
That's
you also
correct.
fantastic. And I'm guessing you also took the photos, right? Because I know you do photography too. Wow, it's
You
like
know,
and that
I love taking pictures. So making things, cooking things. It's an excuse for me also to take pictures. So I do it.
right. Fun, like, really fun, amazing, amazing. But I know just like the rest of your colleagues in the entertainment industry, the pandemic was not easy. It's not easy, right? Continues to be not easy. And plus, early in the pandemic, I know you lost your dad. So how was that? What was that like for you? I'm sure you must have gone through like so much well, grief and emotions and all that. Would you mind sharing with us, how you made it through that period?
Well, when I look back to early March, it was just a series of very difficult situations that occurred in my life. First, there was my sister who got very sick. She had to be rushed to the emergency room, and she stayed in ICU for many days for reasons that could not be explained to us. So it was very, very worrisome and very frustrating. And then she finally got well enough to go home, so she went home. And 1 hour after she arrived home, my father died. He had a stroke. He was staying with her. And yeah, about an hour after she arrived, it was almost as if he was just waiting for her to come home.
Yes.
And so he passed away. And then after that, my wife Mia got sick. She was bedridden for close to 3 weeks. And to make things even more unpleasant, I started to see all my bookings just get canceled. I had directing jobs, I had singing jobs for the next few months, and one by one, gone. And I was thinking to myself, I don't think I can take much more of this, really. This is about as much as I can take. So I distinctly remember telling myself, I need to go outside and I need to make something. I felt that there was just so much negativity going around. I needed to do something positive to hopefully try and turn things around. So that's what I did. I went outside. I grabbed whatever tools I had, whatever materials I could find. It was the lockdown, so you couldn't go to stores to buy wood or glue or sandpaper. So I just started rummaging through the bodega, through the back of the house, anything I could find, and I would start working on it. And I realized that if I focused on something that I could just pour myself into, at the end of the day, I had something that gave me a sense of fulfillment. And that in turn gave me peace. So that allowed me to make it through one day. And then the next day I would wake up with a reason to get out of bed, because it was very, very tempting to just stay there and feel sorry for myself.
Yes.
But all of a sudden, I had a reason to get up, and I had a reason to look forward to the day. That's when I realized that I had found something, which apparently is called Ikigai, a beautiful Japanese word that I learned about from the church that I attend, that refers to what it is that gives you a motivation to just go out there and make something of your life, yeah. And so one project turned into another and another and another. And because I like taking pictures, as you mentioned, I would photograph them and I would put it out on social media. And I guess it was because it was the lockdown and people really couldn't do anything. They were on social media a lot. And apparently the things that I was making brought some kind of relief, some kind of inspiration to other people. So by the third project that I had posted, people were already cheering me on and encouraging me. And by the sixth piece that I had posted, people were already asking me to do an exhibit. And I said, whoa, no, I had no intentions of selling these things. I mean, the whole thing, of course, it was very flattering that they thought that, I could sell my art pieces, but to be honest with you, between you and me and everybody else who's watching, I was quite embarrassed because I never, that was never my intention. I just wanted to make things to help me get through the day, that it meant so much to other people and that they saw beauty in it, just served as an inspiration to me.
Ganda. I mean, they're really beautiful. Look, I like the Triton. I like the water dance, and I like the one that you're working on right now with the bamboo leaves. And I saw that just recently, right?
The ostrich egg. Yeah, the ostrich egg. That's number 28.
Yeah, that I'm looking forward to seeing. When that is complete, because I'm sure it's ang ganda nun. So Yeah,
Yeah.
you found your ikigai. And you know what's interesting? Because you went through a period, well, everybody's going through a period of grief now. That's what it is, actually, whether you've lost, someone you love or not. This heaviness that a lot of people are feeling, or this anxiety, is really, this thing is, it feels like grief. So it's interesting to me that you went to work with, you created, you build, you work with your hands, because that's actually how it is with, most men. I'm a grief coach. I've noticed that with my clients, the male, when they lose their wives, or when they lose a parent or a sibling, that's how they have managed to work through their grief. Either they renovate the house, they build a farm, so you're doing it. Yeah, you found it. You're doing it. You're doing it right.
I think I think that's absolutely correct. It was Mia who pointed that out to me. I was not aware of it. My wife told me, "You're
Mm-hmm.
grieving. You are expressing your grief," and I realized I was. I'm grieving for my father. I'm grieving for a way of life that cannot be for the moment.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And yeah, exactly. That was my way of expressing my grief. Yeah.
And I like what you said in one interview, that, how something, because what you are creating, I mean, what you have created are really beautiful pieces. You said something like, it comforts you that something of beauty would come out of a period such as this, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So,
It also taught me a lot. Each piece has taught me so much. The time I
mhm,
spend, the introspection that I spend while working on a piece, because it's just me and that thing for hours. So
right.
we're having conversations in my head. I'm like a crazy guy already, but honestly, the conversations I have with myself. I'm arguing with myself. I'm debating things. I'm in tune with myself when I work with my hands. And what were we talking about? I forgot.
How you're processing your grief, diba, through the
Yeah,
work
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
you do. Yeah. So, ang galing. I mean, yeah, this one, the ostrich egg, I think, is your latest it's your latest
Yeah,
piece, right?
I think I remember now. I remember now. The point I was trying to make was, okay. With all of this introspection, the challenge
Yeah.
was, kasi nga lockdown, di ba?
Mhm.
You couldn't go to any stores. At one time, I ran out of sandpaper. So a friend
Okay.
of Mia, a friend of ours, gave me a lace called is, and
Is
that's what they use apparently in rural areas to clean pots and pans.
oh,
So I,
okay.
I was using is instead of sandpaper, and it did the job. And the challenge really was how to turn things that were very, very ordinary, things that I could find in empty lots or in my
Mm,
bodega,
right.
or I had a whole box of cracked ostrich eggs. I mean, how do you turn the extraordinary? How do you turn the ordinary into
Yeah.
something extraordinary?
Ordinary. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. I mean, and it's beautiful. Yeah. So you've done what? If this is 28, so you have created 28 since you began during the lockdown. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
28, 28, yeah.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. And medyo matatagalan pa tayo. So I can foresee that, there might be another 28, right?
I start on number 29 tomorrow. I didn't want to do it today because then I'd get paint all over myself, and I didn't want you to
Right.
see me that way.
Right. Galing. I mean, it's really, really ang galing. Yeah. So, okay. I know this is like a lot of my friends, and a lot of the comments is like, are you going to keep your hair silver? It really becomes you, actually. You should keep it that way.
I have
Have
no
you this?
choice. I have no
Yeah.
choice. My wife wants me to keep it this way, so
Oh,
it's
yeah.
my boss.
Good, good,
you know,
good,
you know
good.
what? You know what happened was I couldn't get a haircut for three
Yeah.
months, right? Because of
Mm-hmm.
the lockdown. And
Right,
prior
right.
to the lockdown, you know how it is. You go to the barber or to the salon, and they say, "Oh, you have a little touch of gray hair here. You want us to cover it up?" I'm like, "Sure, sure, go ahead." But then
Yeah.
the lockdown happened, and the first haircut I got 3 months later revealed this underneath everything that
Oh,
they had removed. And my
yeah.
wife Mia was like, I love it. You are
Yeah.
keeping that. So I'm like, okay,
Yes.
I'll keep it.
Yes.
I'll keep it.
Yes. Good, good. Thank you, Mia. Because actually, bagay, super bagay, I mean, and very few can get away with it, ha? Very few
Well,
can get away.
there's no better time to get real than during a pandemic, right? So I'm
Yes,
keeping.
yes. I love that. I love that. This period really unmasks a lot of things. So, kaya lang with girls, it's hard eh. The guys really look much better in the with us. It's like, no, maybe the next decade of our lives, but not yet. Not right
So
now.
you
Yeah.
and Odette agree. You and Odette agree.
Yes, yes. We're all in the same age group, Raymond. So, ikaw na lang, tsaka na kami, di ba? So, wait. Okay. Let me ask this question that we ask all our guests. If you had known back then, okay, what you know now, what would you have done differently, or would you have done anything differently? Like you tell yourself, if I knew then what I know now, what would I have done differently?
This pandemic has taught me so many things. I've learned that it's really about family. It's really about people. This pandemic has taught me to rediscover simple things like kindness and compassion. And I suppose knowing that now, I would have perhaps in the past set aside more time for family, and I would have focused on things, simple things that we have rediscovered that we kind of forgot for a while. Simple things like compassion, helping the people that you can. I was so busy making a living that it was so easy for me to forget that there are other people who are going through journeys, and it's not just about you and your journey. People are somehow connected, and you have to be there for them. You have to help. You cannot help everybody, but at
Right.
the very least help the ones that you can. Be a part of their lives, and that's what I wish I had done sooner. But I'm thankful for this pandemic because bad situations have a way of making you realize what is important and what is
Yes.
not.
Yes.
And
True.
it has served as a giant sift for me.
True.
Now we are homeschooling our kids,
Mm.
and it's different. It takes a lot of time. I've had to slow down on my projects, but I would not give up the experience and the privilege of my being a teacher to my kids. I was a part of their lives before, but now I'm a part of their education, and that just means so much to me and my wife. Mia handles the more difficult stuff. I handle about three subjects. I teach them etiquette, I teach them the Bible, and I teach them history. Mia does the hard stuff, the math, the science, everything else. But I am enjoying it immensely.
Wonderful, wonderful. So actually, this I always like to say that this pandemic. I mean, we couldn't see it before, but I think now we are seeing that the pandemic really has gifts. There are gifts that this pandemic is bringing to each and everyone in different, in different forms. It may be different for me, different for you, different
Yeah.
for yeah. So it's not really all.
Cathy, they say it's a cliche, and but it's true. When God closes doors, He
Yes,
will open windows,
yes.
and He
I
has
agree.
opened windows for me and my family, and I'm sure
Yes.
He has for yours.
Yes, and for so many, for so many others, that's very true. Yeah. Can I ask you, Raymond? Because I know there's, I mean, from a male point of view, there are a lot of men now who are like, struggling during this pandemic, struggling with either depression or anxiety or just an overall weariness. And you know how it is with men. Usually they, you keep things to yourself. They don't really share. Do you have any words of encouragement?
I think it's very very normal. uh, and pressure seems to be on guys because traditionally we are the breadwinners, and it was very humbling for me to lose all of my work. Thankfully for me, I'm married to a soap maker, and
Yes.
soap maker is extremely relevant these days. And my wife is a brilliant entrepreneur. Thankfully, I have her. She is my rock, really. But I would be lying if I said that I always sleep well. I would be lying if I said that I never experience stress or anxiety, because I do. I do every day. I think the important thing is to keep yourself active, keep yourself busy, and to fill your mind with as much positivity as possible. I think the mind is an extremely uh, powerful thing, and what you think can become. I'm also a very firm believer in the power of prayer. And like I said, God, when God closes doors, He will open windows. The thing is, for me, are you willing to see the windows? Are you willing to step out of your comfort zone and try to? Because a lot of times, we see the door closed, and all we focus on is the closed door. We forget to look around
Right.
and find that there are other openings. It's about choosing to see. It's about choosing to step out and explore other paths that may be available to you.
That is true. Yeah. That is very true, and it's very important to keep that in mind. But we've also seen that a lot this pandemic. People coming up with new businesses, diba? Or like, as we have a segment on the show, positive pivots. People have pivoted right into other careers, right? Other
Yeah,
careers.
I know, and Filipino resilience is really legendary. And recently, I read one of the quotes from one of my favorite people in history, because I'm teaching my kids history now. And one of my idols was Winston Churchill.
Mm.
He just had this unique perspective. Nothing could put that man down. You know what he said about crisis? He said,
Mm-hmm.
"Never let a good crisis go to waste."
Beautiful,
Diba? There's
beautiful. Yeah.
so much that the crisis can teach you. And a lot of people, I see it on social media. People have pivoted. People
Mhm.
are, they can't do this, therefore they're doing that. They are finding solutions. They are bringing the best out of themselves at
Yes.
possibly the worst of
Mm.
times. They're turning the negative into positive. I admired
That,
that.
yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, I love that. I love that quote of Churchill. There's so much to learn in crisis. There's so much
Yeah.
opportunity, right? That sometimes it takes you a while to find it, but eventually you do, diba? Like you found your ikigai, and and I must say, browsing through your Facebook, you write really well. So I hope, yeah, Mila would say she hopes you do a book. I agree. I hope that maybe the year you turn 60, right? That can be a project for you. My gosh, you have so many stories to tell. You have so many stories to tell.
You know,
Binigyan
you
na
know,
kita.
it's funny. It's funny. I never really wrote before.
Yeah.
I would write sequence guides for the shows the events that I would direct. I would write some spiels, but I never realized that I had so many stories to tell, and that's one of the things that I started doing during the pandemic. I just started to put down the stories that I remember, and wow, I've written about 30 stories already, and these things that have happened to me, these things that I have witnessed,
Mm-hmm.
they're just amazing. I don't think I'm a good writer. I think I just have a colorful life and a rather vivid memory. My
Right.
wife is a good writer, and she's
Okay.
also a fantastic editor. So hopefully it's rubbing off on.
Yes. Then you can make it a joint project with Mia. But yeah, you write well, and there's so much
I don't
depth.
know if, I don't know if she will be willing to work with me though, but iba yung
Yeah.
level ni Mia. Andito lang
Oh,
ako.
collaborate na lang, di ba? But yeah, that's something that I hope you will do. Put out a book of stories. Yun nga, maybe the year that you turn 60, right? So that's like a milestone. Yeah.
Thank you for putting that into my head. Thank you.
Yes, yes. But meantime, we will look out for more songs on your YouTube channel, okay? Because you should bring them back, di ba? Parang it's a time na I think people will just love to hear you remake those beautiful songs of yours. So I hope you do that.
Kathy, if I may, just let me say thank you to you. Thank you to everybody. Uh, uh, a lot of people that I don't even know. But thank you for your likes. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your views. I just want you to know that they have meant so much to me, and the way they have made me feel is very, very precious. And I guess I just might continue doing this because it's amazing the power of music. Even if I recorded these things, most of them in the 80s, even people of this generation are reacting to the beautiful works of Odette Quesada, of George Canseco, of Cecil Azarcon. I think Filipinos are brilliant people, especially when it comes to writing music. We have such great composers. And yeah, I'd like to say thank you, and I'd like to say that I will be recording more songs.
Yay, we look forward to that. Thank you. Thank you. So
I have no fancy equipment. I just use natural acoustics. I don't even have a microphone. So
no,
the recordings are raw, but I assure you they're from my heart.
for your heart. Yeah. And I think that's what people appreciate, the very good music, the beautiful song, and that, you can't fake that. You can't fake that. We know that it comes from your heart. So thank you for that. And thank you for the pangkanta. Thank you for the music, Raymond. So any last words for our audience who are watching us tonight? Any last thoughts
Well,
you'd like to
again, Kathy, thank you for having me. Thank you for all the research that you did. My goodness, I'm impressed and I am humbled. Thank you, Cholo, for the technicals, and thank you everybody for tuning in. This pandemic has wreaked havoc on our lives, but as human beings, we are resilient. We find ways. Life finds ways, and this is just another way of all of us connecting and staying together. And I'm very thankful for that, as I'm thankful for everybody watching this, Kathy.
Yes, thank you. And thank you, Raymond. It's been another, inspiring conversation. And I was really looking forward to this conversation. So thank you
I've
so
been
much.
looking forward to it the whole week.
Thank you. Thank you for the wisdom that you shared tonight. And we will look out for you on YouTube and on Facebook. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, Kathy. God bless you. Stay safe, everybody.
Stay safe. Okay, we'll be right back. Don't go away.
We'll be back. Conversations with Cathy will be right back.
So that was I was really so inspired by Raymond's wisdom, and I learned so much. I hope that you enjoyed our conversation. We couldn't have him live tonight, but he was gracious enough to do this. We shot that this afternoon, and I was very happy reading your comments and how expressing how you were inspired by the things that he said. Let me just read some. Lila David makes me want to watch Bukas Luluhod ng Mga Tala. Oh, was Raymond there? Actually, you should watch. Sana, saan darating ang umaga? Because, he sang there and he actually acted there also. Oh, Sydney, wonderful conversation. Thank you, enlightening. And yes, thank you to Raymond. Thank you, Mia, for arranging and setting up our interview with Raymond. We really, really very, very inspiring. Rachini, thank you, very inspirational. Yes. So, Cholo, would you like to come on board? Are you ready to come on board?
Hi, Miss Cat. Yes, I'm all good. Konting
Okay.
ano na lang, Miss Cat. I'll just add a few names as promised.
Oh,
Dun sa
okay.
lahat ng sumali. Alright, one
Yes,
last.
because we have one last raffle. We're raffling off the Vitalis, tama, Cholo, right? The Vitalis Villas
Yes,
room.
Miss Cathy.
And this one, you have to be online to win. Correct, Cholo? Am I
Yes.
right?
So,
You have to be online to win.
kapag lumabas yung name nyo, make sure to just comment. You have about
A
a
minute.
minute or two to let us know you won. Otherwise, Miss Cathy, at the end of the episode, magdodraw tayo ng isa pa. So,
Okay.
yeah, make sure alert lang lahat. Let me do
Yeah.
a quick check lang, Miss Cat, ha?
Okay, sure. So like I said earlier in the show, every Friday this October, we'll be raffling off prizes.
Wow.
So this Friday it's hotel rooms. It's not going to be hotel rooms every Friday, no. It's going to be different things, different gifts from different people, because October is a special month for us. Well, for me especially.
Yes, Miss Cat.
There. Okay, so ready ka
Alright.
na follow? Okay?
Ready na tayo, Miss Cathy. Sana ready na lahat. Alright. Okay, random name picker. Alright, everyone. Pick a random name. 3, 2, 1. Here we go, Miss Cat.
Okay. Sino kaya? Part-time game show.
Oo nga, Miss Cathy. And the winner is Patrick Milan.
Yan. Patrick Milan.
Oh,
are you
congratulations, Sir
online?
Patrick Milan.
Yeah,
So,
we have
yeah. Kailangan mo na niya mag-comment kapag hindi siya nag-comment. I guess, papa-randomize tayo ulit.
right,
Miss Cathy.
right. So we're going to give Patrick a minute, diba? So are you timing it? Cholo? Because if he's not on board, then we'll do another round, diba? If
Yes, Miss Cat.
hopefully nandun na, diba? Kung wala pa, then how's
Swerte
that?
yung iba.
Swerte yung iba, diba? We'll give it 3 tries, right? If we don't get a winner, then we'll do it again. We'll do it for next episode, right? So
Yeah, so make sure nandito kayo, guys.
that's right. So Patrick, your time is, tingnan mo, Cholo,
Miss Cathy.
1 minute. Sabi ni
1
Adrian,
minute.
gone na.
Ang daming nakabantay na, Miss Cathy.
Gone na ba?
Miss Cat, nag-enjoy ba kayo sa interview niyo with Raymond?
Yeah, super. Because, Raymond is crush ng bayan nga, di ba? So, I was also very happy to discover na ang dami niyang talent. Grabe, di ba? May
Ang
cooks,
dami, grabe, Miss Cathy.
yeah, and he said so many inspiring things. Yeah. I think the
Alright.
1 minute
Yeah.
actual,
1
you got
minute is up. Sorry, Patrick Milan, if you watch this. And namin, hindi kayo
Sorry.
nanalo. We're really sorry. Time is up. Okay, let me flash again my screen, guys.
Go.
Alright. Alright, here we go.
This is for our This is for our YouTube.
This is for
subscribers.
Vitalis, yes, YouTube
For our
subscribers.
YouTube
So
subscribers.
talagang nag-effort sila, Miss Cathy, kasi
Right.
yeah, they made it public and everything pa, no?
Correct,
So
correct.
yeah, let me just click. Alright,
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Masaya sila na hindi lumabas si Patrick
Wala na
Milan.
next name, please daw.
The winner is Mia Habaluyas.
Okay,
So
so
Mia Habaluyas, if you're here.
hopefully
Okay,
Mia's,
1 minute starts now.
kasi strict tayo sa rules, di ba? Kailangan
Yeah,
sila.
Miss Cat. And
Kailangan,
para fair naman sa Miss
That's
Cat. Fair
right,
naman sa lahat ng
You-
nagstay
to
up dito.
to other people. That's right, yeah. So Mia, your time is running. Mia Habaluyas, your time is running, diba? Ilang seconds na lang.
Yeah, Miss Cathy. May 30 seconds pa siya, Miss Cat.
Oh, 30 seconds.
Pero to be fair, Miss Cat, medyo may 10-second delay tayo ng konti. So, kung lumag pa siya ng 10 seconds, ibigay na natin. Yeah, Miss Cat, in the meantime, ang ganda ng mga artwork ni Sir Raymond.
Beautiful mga
Saka parang I think natatranslate niya yung passion niya into whatever he does.
Yes,
So,
right. So, it's a night of stories about translating
Yes, Miss
your
Cat.
passion into something like sila Capistrano, di ba? Their passion for
Yeah.
their something as simple as, di ba, your sausawan, but if you put your passion into it, then then it translates to a business. Si Lyra naman, her passion for shooting photos, now she's able to help young entrepreneurs. Naku, the time is
Alright.
up.
Time is
Mahabalo.
up. Sorry. All right, one more.
One more, and then
Grabe.
that's it, right? One more. Okay.
Yeah, we have 45 people watching ngayon, Miss Cat. So
Right.
let's hope one of you gets it.
Yeah. Okay.
All right,
Sige,
guys.
one more.
Okay, randomize in 3, 2, 1. And the winner is
And
Ging.
So,
So, Ging. So, very lang, Ging. So, kung sino man si Ging, kindly comment. Miss Kat, tingin ko, to be fair, maybe we can have maybe one more try. Sayang naman kasi
More
people
try.
are waiting dito.
Okay. Paabot tayo na alas 12 dito ah. So, okay.
Anyway.
So, game show. Okay, so Ging has like 30 she has 1 minute, di ba? Oh.
Yeah, Miss Kat, ngayon she has around 40 seconds left.
Naskado tuloy si Patrick. Oh, good night, Patrick. Good night.
Wag niyo po wawain si Patrick tsaka si Mia.
No, because we are diba, we stick to the rules. They needed to stay, to be online, all that. So thank you sa lahat ng subscribers, diba? So
Miss Bian, wala pa po tayong natatawag na Bian, sorry. Alright.
Ang ganda pa naman ng price, diba? 15, 10 seconds na lang.
Wala na, 10 seconds na lang.
10 seconds lang. Yeah. Yay. Going. Gone.
Gone. Sorry, guys. Dalian natin para maaga makatulog lahat. Alright.
Last na yan, ha? 4th try na yan. Oh.
Alright, 4th try. There we go.
Tulog na raw si Ging.
Ala. Tingin ko joke lang yata yun, Miss Kat. The winner is Francis Paraiso. Francis Paraiso. Are you here?
Francis Paraiso, we hope you're fine.
Yeah, nakita ko kanina dito si Francis Paraiso. Magparamdam ka na. So, let's start counting.
Okay, right. Countdown. Thank you daw.
Ayan.
O yan, kaso.
Ayan, thank you, Kali Boy. Let's see kung ilan pa. Alright, 40 more seconds.
40 seconds.
And Miss Kat, I wanna say then,
yes.
Parang speaking of translating your passion, no? Like, kahit dentist si Lyra, na-apply niya yung same dedication na she had for dentistry and nakakatulong pa siya ng tao.
Aesthetic dentistry, di ba? So, na-apply niya yung aesthetics to another,
yes, Miss Kat.
Field, right? So, sayang ang dami na nilang natawag. Wala.
Oo nga eh.
Sayang.
Miss Kat, what do we do kapag wala talaga tayong mabunot?
The next weekend. Next Friday. Next Friday natin gagawin, di ba? So,
sige, Miss Kat.
Tulog na sila lahat eh. So,
ito last na lang talaga, Miss Kat. Habang nag-uusap naman tayo and I'm preparing everything.
Okay,
para hindi lang masayang yung nila, pag-stay up nila.
One more try. Alright, one more try. Last try. 5th chance.
5th chance, guys. Ay, hindi pwede.
Hindi pwede. Out.
Sorry, Pia.
Hindi
sorry, Pia.
Yan, so. Hindi pwede yan. Hinitin mo. So,
ayan na.
Okay.
There we go. Nicasio Mendaro. So, si Sir Nick ang nanalo. Sir Nick, kung andyan ka. Okay. In the meantime, Miss Cathy, ipe-prepare ko na yung word natin for the night.
Right. While we're waiting. Sige.
Alright. Teka lang.
maganda ang final word natin, di ba?
Oo nga, Miss Kat. Saktong-sakto dito sa ating episode. Alright, let me just pull it up for a bit.
Yes, happy weekend to everybody. That's true. Thank you for staying up with us, di ba? Parang ganito
Yeah,
tayo.
oo, Miss Kat.
Yeah. Soul Soldier,
Ayan.
nasa na si Nick? O, yan. Gay Nick, pero wala pa. Wala pa si Nick.
Nicasio, ako yan. So, Sir Nick, kayo ba si Alang Clue?
Andito po si Alang Clue. Ikaw ba yan, Nick? Andito
Alright,
po
so, guys, I think meron nang nanalo.
okay, so
Yeah,
alright.
Nicasio po ito, si Alang Clue. Okay,
Nicasio,
congratulations. Sobrang
congratulations.
well-deserved, Sir Nick. Alam namin, Miss Cathy, si Sir Nick is a really good photographer and also videographer.
Oh,
Na-
wow.
Who's making his name ngayon sa industry. And sabi nga niya, ilang beses na siyang pumupunta sa Vitalis, pero it's usually for work. So ngayon, Sir Nick, we're happy na at least you get to enjoy naman this time.
That's great. O yan. Anyway, 1 year ang validity nung GC. So, Nick, you can go and enjoy. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Sir Nick.
Congratulations. Okay. Sige.
So, minsan, helpful
Cholo.
lang late matulog.
Happy anniversary
Alright.
sa parents mo, Cholo. Happy anniversary
Yes,
to
Miss
your
Kat.
mom and dad, right? Okay.
Before anything else, guys, congrats, Sir Nick. Pero congrats rin, Ma and Pa. Thank you for being such a good inspiration sa amin ni Kuya and ni Ina. Happy anniversary. We miss you so much. And nanonood sila right now, Miss Kat. So happy anniversary and all thankful kami every day.
Happy
kay God.
anniversary po. Thank you for Cholo. For all your kids, di ba? Kung wala kayo, wala sila. So, happy anniversary. God bless many, many more years ahead. Diba?
Yes, Miss Kat.
Ang
So,
ganda ng
ayan.
Okay. Thank you again, Bing, for the artwork. Maybe you've been assigned this mountain to show others it can be moved. Di ba lahat tayo
Ganda,
meron
Miss Kat.
mountain ngayong pandemic. So,
Exactly, Miss Kat.
by prayer, faith, by the grace of God, God will move the mountain for you. You know, God will
Yes,
move
Miss Kat.
it for you, not by your own strength, but God. Marami, ang daming may mga bundok ngayon, iba-iba lang ang height, diba?
Miss Kat.
Merong
And minsan nga,
sobrang
may nabasa po tayo sa comments kanina na yung iba nating friends po ay may pinagdadaanan. So we're praying for you and we're praying for your family. And
That's
parang
right.
sinabi rin ni Miss Cathy, parang sinabi rin ni yung ginagawa kanina ni Sir Raymond, no? Some people would see let's say yung tree branch or yung ostrich egg and think nothing of it eh.
Right.
Pero it's how you look at it and how you see yung potential niya and what it can do.
That's true. You find the beauty in everything, diba? I mean, it's a pandemic. You can look at it many ways, but it's a pandemic that has brought gifts also, right? A lot of gifts to many people. I'm sure marami ng gifts sa'yo, Cholo. I have my own gifts, diba? And
yes, Miss Kat.
Gifts also. So, on that note, thank you very much for staying up with us this Friday night, this first Friday of October. So, next Friday night, we'll have surprises and prizes. So, God bless.
Hopefully stick around.
Yes, have a happy and a restful weekend. And we hope to see you again next Friday evening on Conversations with Cathy. God bless you all. Take care and keep well.
Goodbye.
Thank you for joining this evening's conversation. See you next Friday night.